Hey guys, welcome back to Cooking at Pam's Place. I'm Chef Pam and we're getting ready to make a one skillet dish, meatballs and gravy in the oven. It is absolutely amazing when all these flavors gel together. Oh my goodness. And the one thing that I love about it, when you're busy on the weeknight or just don't feel like you want to kick your heels up, you can put this together in 5 minutes, stick it in the oven and go relax. Man, it's going to be delicious. So if you want to learn how to make all kind of homemade food and dishes, easy, simple, made from scratch, take a second and subscribe to the channel. Turn on that notification bell so you won't miss anything. And then just keep hanging around because I have a whole channel full of recipes that'll get you there. Let's get busy. We are back, so let's go over our ingredients, starting off with the star of the dish, our 80-20 ground beef. You can use chuck, but I'm using 80-20 ground beef today. We are also going to be using some cumin, some steak sauce, and today I am using Mr. Make It Happen's AP all-purpose seasoning. This is not a paid promotion. I just have some and I like it, so we're using it today. So if you do not have any of Mr. Make It Happen's AP all-purpose seasoning, you better get you some. We also have some flour, onions, and our cast iron skillet. Now, if you don't have a cast iron skillet, you better get you one. What you waiting on? But in the meantime, just use any casserole dish that you have. Okay, let's go ahead and get our one skillet in the oven, meatballs and gravy made. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is get your ground beef seasoned up. I'm going to go in first with a little cumin, little steak sauce, not sauce, steak seasoning, and Mr. Make It Happen all-purpose seasoning. This stuff is delicious, y'all. I'm just saying. Okay, then you want to go in and make sure it's all blended in with your ground beef. So I'm going to mix this up and we'll be right back. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take a couple of slices of just regular bread and we're going to soak them in some milk. So I'm going to just pour this milk right on top of here. Don't necessarily need a lot of milk because it's going to soak it up. And make sure it's well soaked in the milk. And I'm going to let this bread sit here like this for about 5 minutes and then we'll be ready to use it. Okay, we've let our bread soak, and at this point you want to go ahead and preheat your oven to 375 degrees. Now that our bread is good and soaked, we want to break it up into our ground beef. This is going to ensure that your meatballs don't come out dry. You don't want to overcook them and you don't want them to come out dry either. So we're just going to put this bread in here. And it's okay if a little milk gets in there, that's just fine. Now I'm going to go in here with my hands so that I can make sure it is well incorporated without over mixing it. You want to mix it in really well, but you don't want to work your meat too much. Once we do this, wash my hands up and go on to the next step. Now, first thing we want to do is take our onions and we're going to put them in the bottom of our skillet. This is going to all cook together here. And just go ahead and spread them out so it can cover the bottom of your skillet. Try to make them as even as possible so that they will be all under all of the meatballs. Next, we're going to sprinkle flour all over our onions. About a couple of tablespoons full. On top of that, we're going in with some black pepper. Easy peasy, guys, easy peasy. So I am using a small little cookie scooper here. You can form these by hand. This is just quick and easy that I think, and it also pretty much puts them at the same, pretty much at the same size. Just put it down in there, just like that. You want to do that till all your mixture is gone. And it's okay if they're touching or even overlapping some, because the ground beef is going to shrink. And these are small meatballs, but that's because I like them this way, because when I'm eating, I don't want to feel like I necessarily need a whole knife and fork just to eat a meatball. I can take my fork, break a piece off, and keep it moving. So I am going to complete this and get them all in here, and we'll be back. Well, this is what they look like going into the oven. Okay, so we'll put them in the oven and we'll be back. Okay, so we're about halfway done. Don't they look amazing? And they are smelling good. You guys can see the onions and the flour down there in the bottom. I drained most of the oil off of it. Now we're going to go in with some beef broth. Just pour your beef broth in there, guys. And we're going to let this thicken up for our gravy, and we'll be back. Okay, as you can see, we are all done. Doesn't this look amazing? And I'm going to plate this over buttered noodles. And if you want to know how I actually make my buttered noodles, I will link that video at the end of this video, so be sure to check it out as well. So I am just putting them right on top of the buttered noodles, and as you can see, the gravy has reduced well. It's nice and brown, it's rich, it's thick, and it smells amazing. Oh my goodness. Delicious. Thank you all so much for coming and hanging out with me today. I really do appreciate each and every one of you guys. And I will see you next time. The good Lord willing and the creek don't rise.